Music with Meaning presents Alice and the Magic Garden. It all began in this huge big old English estate like the former barons and lords lived in. There was a gigantic manor house with fields in the distance and this big wall that went clear around it for miles. On one side of the house was a playground in which quite a few small children were playing. There was this one freckle-faced little boy named Johnny. His big sister Alice was there too, singing and dancing and having a great time, looking like a beautiful little fairy queen. Then there was this very handsome, sinister, evil-looking sorcerer standing near the playground wearing a round, flat black hat and a long black robe. Very handsome, but very evil. Alice danced out of the playground and stopped in front of her little sister's lovely little garden plot in which all kinds of nice little flowers and plants and tender little shoots were just beginning to grow.
La 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 la. Here's little sister's garden. Look, why should she have this nice little garden? Here is little sister's garden plot. I have a playground, but a garden I have not. She's so proud of the seeds she's sown. She's marked every plant. See how they've grown. She's marked every one, called each by its name. I saw Johnny helping her the other day. Oh, who's that strange man? Perhaps he'd like to play. I'll go and ask and see what he has to say.
Alice, what a pretty garden.
Yes, it's little sisters and little brothers. But they've gone off and neglected it to go work with Father in the field.
They've gone away, have they? Alice, how would you like to play a little trick on your little sister and little brother?
What's in that package?
Oh, they're weed seeds.
Weed seeds?
Yes, weed seeds. And here's something you can do about it. You can fix them, Alice. You can sow weeds in their garden.
Aha, what a good idea. I'll play a trick.
Yes, yes. All in fun, all in fun. Here, Alice, go ahead and take some.
I'll just sow a few weeds as a trick.
A seed here, a seed there, soon we'll have weeds everywhere.
A seed here, a seed there, soon we'll have weeds everywhere. Ha ha ha!
Oh, 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 ha 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 hee 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 ha 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 ha.
These seeds must be magical. They twinkle like little stars. or sparks as they float to the ground. How pretty. He, I fixed her garden. She's going to have a hard time in her garden and a lot more work.
Johnny was standing on the edge of the playground, crying and weeping because Alice wouldn't play with him and because he thought she was trying to hurt the garden, which, it seemed, he had been left to take care of but had neglected. All of a sudden, Mother came rushing out of the house.
Now, what's the matter, Johnny?
Alice won't play with me, and she's trying to hurt the garden. I want her to come back to the playground and play with me.
Johnny, you just hush up and stop crying. If your big sister Alice doesn't want to play with you, then she doesn't have to. Why don't you go back and play with the other little girls in the playground?
Oh, Mommy, do I have to?
Yes, Johnny, go on.
Well, okay. Hello, Johnny. Come play with us, Johnny. I don't want to play with you, Sally, because you're a sissy. Sally is a sissy. Sally is a sissy. Hey, stop pushing me. Don't worry, Sally. He's just mad because his little fairy queen Alice won't play with him anymore. Don't say that. It's not true. Oh, Johnny hit me. Johnny, you're being really mean. I don't want to play with you. Now you're in trouble because here comes Mom again.
Johnny, you bad boy. I know you're disappointed, but you don't have to take it out on the other little girls. You'd better come into the schoolroom with the other children. And that is for being naughty.
Ow, that ruler hurt my hand.
You come into the house with me, and then I'll be able to keep an eye on you, and maybe you'll stay out of trouble.
After Johnny went into the house with his mother, Alice danced back over to the garden. And there, she suddenly saw something that scared her.
Oh, my, what's happening? Ugly dark green shoots are sprouting all over the garden. They're growing so fast, and they're wiggling just like worms. Oh, my, what a horrible sight.
The weeds were winding up the tomato vines and covering the tomatoes and smothering all the tender little green shoots and choking the flowers and destroying the garden.
Oh, no, I didn't want to totally destroy the garden. I'd better jump in and try to hold them down. Oh, hey, you stay down. You too. Oh, they're wiggling up right through my fingers. Stop it. Stop growing. No, they're crawling all over me. There's nothing I can do to stop it. Ow! Oh, no, stay down. What shall I do? They crawl and wriggle right up through my fingers. Oh, no, huge vines growing so fast. Up and up and up and up to the sky and past. Oh, no, another here. What shall I do? Stop, 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 stop.
Alice looked in horror, and as her eyes followed the stalks up, 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 suddenly she saw these huge, big, ugly giants climbing down the stalks from the sky.
Now we got away to get in and ruin the father's estate. Now we got away to get in and ruin the father's estate.
Help, help, Father! Help, help, Father! Help!
Stand back, Alice. I'm going to chop these things down at the roots with my axe. Watch out! Got that one. Now this one over here. We'll soon get rid of these evil weeds.
Father, look! They're drying up. Look, they're curling right back up into the sky, out of sight. And the wicked giants are disappearing right along with them. Now they've gone.
Little brother and sister, come help me quick. We need to dig up these roots and chop them out These roots are still alive, and if we don't kill them right away, they'll grow again.
Okay, Father, we'll help.
Now, throw them all together on this pile quickly.
Yes, Father.
We need to find the nearest, quickest place to burn these up and get rid of them. Ah, the playground. Quick, take the weeds over there and burn them up.
I'll take the first load.
Now, let's get a fire going. There, that'll soon get rid of those evil weeds.
Oh, Father, I'm so sorry. I sowed the seeds that the evil sorcerer gave me. Only wanted to put my little sister and brother down. But this thing went far beyond anything I ever intended.
Well, Alice, it's over now. But where is that evil sorcerer?
The evil sorcerer had retreated to the rear of the playground like he was afraid of what was happening and didn't like it, covering his face with his black cloak over his uplifted arm as though in fear. He was standing there glowering at what was happening and was very displeased. Finally he turned and slunk out of the front gate.
I don't see him anymore.
Huh. We spoiled all his fun and games.
Look at that pile of rubbish. Father, surely burning all that seems to be a pretty hard judgment on all those evil weeds. Besides, it'll ruin the playground.
Fear not, son. It is a purging. It is a purging. They're only being cleansed.
Then suddenly, from the ashes, just as miraculously as had grown those evil weeds, there grew up, surely, beautifully, majestically, this beautiful, pure white lily.
Look, what a beautiful lily. And there's another one. And another one. Look, they're popping up all over. Now, instead of those horrible evil weeds, there's a pretty little flower bed right here in the playground.
How about that, Alice? The weeds, through the purifying fire, have grown into beautiful flowers. God has transformed them from those evil weeds into beautiful, pure white flowers.
Thank you, Father. I'm so glad it's all right. Come on, everybody. Let's sing and dance. Let's sing a song of happiness, of love and of joy and forgiveness. The tree on your head, the grass on your hands, the flowers are singing, there's peace in the land. La 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 la, la 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 la, la
Everybody was happy, singing and laughing, and the little sister and brother were busy fixing up the plants and trellises, and soon they restored the garden and cleaned out everything. The little plants were singing, and even the grass was clapping its hands. And the big old trees which were standing along the wall were nodding their heads in pleased approval. They were all so happy, and even the people in the big schoolhouse had come out on the front steps to rejoice, although the mother still had naughty little Johnny by the hand.
Look, Mom, the kids are playing again in the playground, and Alice is there too. Please let me go and play with them.
Well, since you're beginning to get cheered up, all right, you can go.
Yay! Thank you, Mommy. Alice, I am back. Please let me into the circle beside you. Yes, everything's okay now. Here, Johnny, grab my hand. Yay! Let's sing a song of happiness, of love and of joy and forgiveness. The trees on their heads, the grass on their hands, the flowers are singing, there's peace in the land. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
So all's well that ends well, and God always has the answer for every problem and every situation. But don't let that evil sorcerer deceive you, causing you to sow the evil seeds of jealousy and contention, making way for the wicked giants of discouragement, doubt, fear, and despair to enter in. Call on the Father for help, and he will chop them down with the mighty axe of his word. His word says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." So ask Jesus into your heart, and then thank him for his saving hand and for his loving help in time of need. In Alice and the Magic Garden, Alice was played by Heidi Spencer, and the narrator, the father, and the evil sorcerer by Simon Peter. Johnny was Dickon Spencer, the mother, Topaz. The two little girls in the playground were Celeste and Renee. The giants were Simon Black, Simon Peter, Solomon, and Paul Michael. The little brother was played by Patrick Fogarty. The songs were composed and arranged by Paul Michael, with the exception of Let's Sing a Song, which was composed by Sabina, who also played the recorder, violin, and guitar. The rhythm guitar was played by Paul Michael, the piano and synthesizer by Michael Fogarty. Percussion was by Solomon, and the bass by John Notes, who was also the sound engineer. The play was produced by Simon Peter, and the script adapted by Bethany Lovebug from the original story as told by Father David. CPO 220 Athens, Greece is the address of our Music with Meaning Club, where you can write for a free copy of our Music with Meaning magazine. Again, that's CPO 220 Athens in Greece. Music with Meaning presents The Greatest Fool.
Jester, Jester, come, for the king has called you to laugh and dance and to sing. Come now, make haste and do not tarry. Come play the fool, make his heart merry one more time.
Yes, I'll put on my mask and play the fool to make him glad. Although in my heart, just like the king, I'm lonely and sad.
But if I were king and the crown were mine, I'd be happy all the time. Power, riches, women, and wine. Jester, Jester, come, for the king has called you to laugh and dance and to sing. Come now, make haste and do not tarry. Come play the fool, make his heart merry one more time.
Yes, I'll put on my mask and play the fool to make him glad. Although in my heart, just like the king, I'm lonely and sad.
They called Jester to see you, Your Majesty.
Show him in. Welcome, Jester.
My lord, you know, a funny thing happened on the way to the palace.
Jester, I have called you here to bestow upon you a great honor. You know you have always been my favorite jester.
My lord, you've already honored me. You treated me fairly and been both my king and my friend these many years I've served you. What more could you do for me?
Well, because of all your good work these years, cheering me up, making me happy, cracking jokes, being funny, I have decided that I'm going to retire you.
Retire me? Oh, my lord, thank you. But what shall I do now that I'm retired?
I have given that some thought, and
I have decided that maybe you would like to go on a journey. You have been such a good jester, and it is time for you to go free and see the world. So I am going to send you on a trip. And here is a bag of gold for you to spend on your travels.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
And finally, I want to give you this, my own cane, as a special present to you from me.
Oh, it's beautiful. It even has gold wrought in the wood. Never have I received such a fine gift.
Jester, you're going away now on a journey because I have set you free. And I want you to take this cane with you. This is my special gift to you for being the greatest fool I ever had. In the course of your travels, you will meet many people, some wise, some foolish, but I do not expect that you will ever meet a greater fool than yourself. But if you should ever meet such a person, then you may give the cane to him.
You are very kind, Your Majesty. Thank you. I will leave at once. I must get prepared for my journey.
Perhaps, Jester, we will meet again one day.
Yes, that reminds me of a joke. One sinner said to the other sinner, "Well, heaven's all right, but for meeting old friends, there's no place like hell."
Farewell, my jolly fool.
And so the jester made all the preparations and began his travels. He met many people and saw many places, but he always kept the king's cane with him because he couldn't find a greater fool than himself. After some years had passed, the king's fool heard that the king was dying, and he came to his deathbed.
Jester. Oh, my lord, I came as soon as I could. My poor old king and good friend, are you ready to go?
What do you mean?
Are you ready to die? Have you made preparations for this journey into death?
Come now, fool. Is this another one of your jokes? What do you mean?
Are you ready to go to heaven?
No, I'm not.
Well, since I last saw you, I have found Jesus, and he saved me, and now I am ready to go.
Jester, you're almost as old as I am. Yet you're not dying.
My time is just a little further away. I don't know when God may want to call me home. This old house isn't going to last much longer. You once set me free from my service to you, but one of these days I'm going to be truly free.
Enough of this rubbish, fool.
Your Majesty, do you remember this cane?
Yes. My own gold cane.
Once I was going on a long journey, and you gave me this cane as a present, because you said I was the greatest fool you ever had.
Yes, I remember.
But I have made my preparations for that journey, the longest journey we'll ever take, and one from which we'll never return. But you have not made preparations for that journey. Here you are, face to face with death, and you have made no preparations whatsoever.
No.
So, Your Majesty, I want to give you back this cane. You're a greater fool than I am.
Death is always with us, only one heartbeat away. It's going to happen to every one of us sooner or later. So don't you be a fool. Be prepared for that journey by simply asking Jesus to come into your heart. In The Greatest Fool, the page was played by Paul Michael, the narrator and king by Simon Peter, and the jester by Jeremy Spencer. The music was composed and arranged by Paul Michael and featured Jeremy Spencer on guitar, Paul Michael on rhythm guitar, Michael Fogarty on piano and synthesizer, Solomon on percussion, and Sabina on recorder and violin. The sound engineer was John Notes, and the play was produced by Simon Peter from Bethany Lovebug's script adaptation of the original story as told by Father David. If you'd like to hear more from Music with Meaning, then please write to us at the address of our International Music with Meaning Club, which is CPO 220 Athens in Greece. Again, that's CPO 220 Athens in Greece.